Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
Maharashtra has been rocked by a letter sent by former Police Commissioner Parambir Singh alleging that Home Minister Anil Deshmukh demanded Assistant Police Inspector Sachin Vaze collect 100 crore rupees every month from Mumbai's bars and restaurants and deliver it to him. The unsigned letter comes in the wake of Sachin Vaze's suspension in connection with the recovery of a car loaded with explosives outside industrialist billionaire Mukesh Ambani's house. Parambir Singh's letter has dealt a hammer blow to the Maha-Vikas Aghadi government comprising the Congress, Nationalist Congress Party and the Shiv Sena, which has already been struggling to repair its reputation over the Mukesh Ambani incident. The political damage for the government is unclear so far. Deshmukh has outright rejected the charges and said he will file a defamation suit against Parambir Singh. Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray's office has decided to probe the veracity of the unsigned letter and check the email address from which it was received. Singh's letter was further damaging to the government as it clearly said that he had informed the Chief Minister about this. He had informed NCP President Sharad Pawar and a few other ministers too. Singh's letter came 2 days after he was transferred to a low-profile posting following the arrest of Vaze in connection with the explosives-laden car outside Ambani's house. The incident, especially the recent letter, has left the MVA government red-faced at a time when it is already struggling to repair its image hurt by the entire controversy. This is a convoluted story involving gelatin sticks in a car outside an industrialist billionaire's house, a Mumbai police cop with a dodgy past, and links with the ruling party, and a dead body that turned out to be the owner of the car. First, let's try to understand the turn of the events so far. On 25th February, a Mahindra Scorpio car was found parked outside Antilia with 20 gelatin sticks inside. The Mumbai Police's Gamdevi police station registered an FIR and the probe was handed over to the crime branch with Assistant Police Inspector Sachin Vaze on the case. The police soon found out that the car was stolen and it actually belonged to a Thane resident called Mansukh Hiren. Hiren told reporters that he had parked the car near the Airoli-Mulund bridge on the Eastern Express Highway when its steering got jammed and he was on his way for a family function. On his return, the car was missing. He complained to the Mumbai police, which registered an FIR against unidentified persons. Meanwhile, the Mumbai police received a message through a telegram channel allegedly from a group called Jaish-ul-Hind, which claimed responsibility for planting the explosives. The group, however, purportedly sent another message saying that it had got nothing to do with the incident. The plot grew thicker when on 5th March, Mansukh Hiren was found dead in a creek in the Thane district. The anti-terrorism squad of Maharashtra registered a case of murder and started probing the case. This is when the National Investigation Agency got involved and took over the probe concerning the planting of explosives outside Antilia, saying that it had the remit to take over any case that involved explosives without the specific consent of the concerned state government. The case took a turn once again when Vimla, Mansukh Hiren's wife, in a statement to the anti-terrorism squad said that the car found outside Antilia, Mahindra Scorpio car, was actually in Vaze's possession over the past 4 months and that Vaze was known to her husband. Her husband had an automobiles accessories shop and Vaze was a regular client, she said. She also suspected Vaze to be involved in her husband's death. The NIA summoned Vaze for questioning on 13th March and after over 12 hours of interrogation arrested him late in the night. The NIA said that the arrest was for planning the conspiracy and planting the explosives outside Antilia. The NIA claims to have found a lot of damning evidence against Vaze. As per the investigating agency, Vaze and his teammates planned the conspiracy. Vaze arranged for the car, the explosives. He himself planted the car outside Antilia and left in an Innova that was allotted to the Criminal Intelligence Unit. He then burnt the clothes that he was wearing while planting the explosives-laden car outside Antilia using kerosene. The NIA said that in the black Mercedes that they have seized, which Vaze used to drive, they have found kerosene, 5,75,000 cash, a note counting machine, the original license plate of the Mahindra Scorpio and several spare license plates as well. Sources say that during questioning, Vaze named a few other officers who were also involved in the conspiracy, but as per the NIA, the call data records do not corroborate his statements. Vaze has been remanded into NIA custody till 25th March. The entire controversy has sent the Maharashtra government in a tizzy, with Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray almost defending Vaze. At a press interaction, he said that Vaze is not Osama bin Laden for people to target him and hang him pending investigation. But why would the state government get so rattled by a controversy surrounding an assistant police inspector? This is because Sachin Vaze is no ordinary cop. He has had a contentious career as one of Mumbai Police's sharpshooters and a brief history of having joined the Shiv Sena as well. Sachin Vaze belonged to the 1990 batch of the state cadre and belonged to a league of policemen who the Time magazine had once referred to as Mumbai's Dirty Harrys. These Dirty Harrys, which included names such as Pradeep Sharma, Daya Nayak, Ravindra Angre, Praful Bhosle, Vijay Salaskar were cult figures in the 1990s. Some of these names had also worked with Parambir Singh, who until now was the Mumbai Police Commissioner. Parambir Singh had also worked with Vaze's mentor, Pradeep Sharma. These encounter specialists grew in their influence during the 1995 to 99 rule of the Shiv Sena BJP government. The Shiv Sena leadership at that time openly supported these so-called encounter specialists. Vaze was suspended from the police force in 2004 in connection with the custodial death of Khwaja Yunus. He is still facing trial under charges of murder and destruction of evidence. After repeated attempts to get reinstated, Vaze finally applied for retirement from the force in 2007, but his demand was never formally accepted. In 2008, Vaze joined the Shiv Sena, but party leaders say that he was never really seen at party events as such. He gradually drifted away from the party and did not renew his membership. Around this time, he had also formed a few businesses with local Shiv Sena leaders as his partners. These businesses are also being probed by the NIA, and most of them have been wound up. Devendra Fadnavis, who is now the opposition leader, has come out with a claim that Shiv Sena President Uddhav Thackeray, back then when Fadnavis was Chief Minister, had personally requested Fadnavis to get Vaze reinstated, but Fadnavis did not go through with the demand. Vaze was finally reinstated into the police force in June last year by a committee headed by Parambir Singh. The committee cited an acute shortage of policemen as several had contracted the COVID-19 virus while reinstating Vaze and a few others. Immediately the next day after his reinstatement, Parambir Singh posted Vaze to the elite crime branch, and since then Vaze handled several high profile cases, including the probe into the alleged fudging of television rating points involving Arnab Goswami led Republic TV. As of now, Vaze has been placed under suspension by the Mumbai police. The strange facts of the case, Vaze's history with the Shiv Sena, his apparent favoritism within the Mumbai police force all seem to have shaken the MVA government after Vaze's arrest. The going got tougher for the government when the opposition leader Devendra Fadnavis hurled ammunition at the ruling parties in the form of call data records that he procured from his sources in the Mumbai police. The call data records allegedly exposed Vaze, and Fadnavis demanded Vaze's arrest. The State Home Minister Anil Deshmukh, belonging to the NCP, seemed to have been caught off guard and did not make as strong a statement as was expected of him, political watchers say. The entire incident has undeniably caused friction within the three allies of the MVA, which is the Shiv Sena, NCP and Congress. The line that all three seem to have taken at the beginning was how this is an interference by the centre into state matters with the way the NIA swooped in on the explosives probe. Leaders from the Shiv Sena also went on to say that Sachin Vaze is actually a good cop. However, the events that unfolded through the week sent leaders of the MVA into a flurry of meetings. Sharad Pawar met the Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, who also met Nana Patole, who is the State Congress President. Uddhav Thackeray held a meeting of senior ministers from his government. Sharad Pawar held a meeting of senior leaders from his party. It all culminated into one late night meeting that Uddhav Thackeray held at his official residence Varsha with the then Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh and Hemant Nagrale, the then State Director General of Police. Until then, in all the meetings, there was a lot of discussion about whether to replace the Mumbai top cop, which was Parambir Singh at that time, or State Home Minister Anil Deshmukh, in order to contain the damage caused to the government by this controversy. Ultimately, on Thursday, the Maharashtra government issued transfer orders of Parambir Singh. He was transferred to a low-profile posting, and Nagrale was brought back from the state DGP office to take control of the Mumbai police force. The political line of MVA leaders has now changed to how a junior cop can't destabilize a government and how the Mumbai police needs a change in leadership to repair the damage caused by the controversy to its image. The Shiv Sena, however, defended Singh, saying his transfer does not mean he is guilty. Singh's transfer gave the government a very short breather, but his purported letter has left it nervous again. In any case, the controversy has brought Uddhav Thackeray's administrative inexperience and the lack of coordination between the three parties of the MVA into serious questioning. It is only likely to continue to haunt the government further. For The Print, this is Mansi Fadke.